So you can sit here fat and sassy until somebody pops in.
You're going to move the vehicles.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. It's almost 9 o'clock. Waiting to see. Good morning, someone. I see you guys jumping on. Yay. Good morning. So today's practice is going to be a half moon practice. So as you guys jump in, good morning, Haley. As you guys jump in, I will remind you guys what you need because we still have about 3 minutes or so before we'll start. We will need a block, a strap, and if you can practice near a wall today, that would be great. So maybe you have, 3 minutes or so to maybe move some furniture or close a door. You can always do it on the back of a door. But just try to move your computer or however you're watching me today near something where you can lean against it for a balance. Some of you, your hamstrings may be really, really tight. Maybe you need something taller than a block, maybe a small stool or a chair. Good morning, everybody. You guys are all joining in. We are working on half moons today. Again, you will need a block. You'll need a strap. And you should practice near a wall today as we learn to really flatten out at our half moon. A lot of times we bend forward to get in that half moon. We're balancing, which is a challenge, but our hamstring on the bottom leg is like, heck no, we won't go. So by using the wall, we're able to align the posture first and we can worry about the balance second. Good morning. Good morning, Margaret. Yay, Jessie, good morning. It makes me so happy I get to practice with you every day. So many people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Lisa. Lisa, your birthday was yesterday, I think. Happy birthday. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Randy. So, Barbara, everybody who's joining in, we need a block, a strap, and a wall today. We're getting ready to work on half moon, but we're going to do it workshop style, which means you can practice the things that works for the body that you have today, and maybe eventually do half moon, or maybe never do half moon, but your body will be prepared or better understand the pose after today's practice. A couple of more folks signing on. Yay, I love all those hearts. They make me happy. All right, it's 9 o'clock. A couple of people are still grabbing their stuff. Good morning, Erica. So again, for those of you who've been on here the whole time, it sounds redundant. We need a block, we need a strap, we need a wall. For those people who are really, really tight in their hamstrings, where even triangle is difficult, you might want a stool or a chair, something that's a little taller than this to put the hand on, but we won't even use that until the end of the practice, so you have a little time. Really important at the end of the practice, though, is to have a wall that you can lean against. So that still gives you a couple of minutes, 2 minutes to kind of move things out of the way. Good morning, Mimi. So now that we have everybody signing on, I've always wanted to really get my YouTube channel going and to stream and to do virtual yoga classes for people who can't always make it to class. And I've wanted to, but didn't ever have the time or make the time. And that's the lemonade out of quarantine, is I finally did it and I finally had the help to do it and I appreciate it. And so many people have been appreciating these yoga practices that people have started to sponsor the classes. And so today's sponsor, I put their link below, is the Shavasana Sisters. Amanda is a longtime student of mine, and she has an Etsy store with her sister where they sell yoga clothes. So there's yoga tights and yoga bras, and you can get them to match because I have to match. But she said, could I pick the class? I said, Absolutely. So she wanted to work on balance and she wanted to work on half moon. So I really appreciate the Shavasana sisters for supporting this episode of Yoga Live. I think we're all on. Yay! So we're going to get started with that practice. Last little coffee. And I wonder how many of you are actually practicing in your pajamas. Maybe tomorrow I will practice in my pajamas instead of, all of this for you guys. All right, so we're just going to sit comfortable. We're going to do our warm-up. We're going to just get settled. Feel those sits bones pressing down into the floor. And we're going to set that intention. We feel the sits bones press into the floor as we lengthen. We lift pelvic floor, pull navel in. As we inhale, we try to lengthen through the crown of the head. When we exhale, we don't lose the length. Nice full breath. Right ear, right shoulder. We stretch through the side of the neck. We're really bringing that awareness to the body. And that breath is what brings the body and the mind together, kind of yokes it together. Left ear, left shoulder, it helps you become present, helps you open the heart, feel connected to source. And slowly, we bring that head back to center. Set your intention here. Maybe you dedicate your practice here. And then from here, we're going to open those eyes, lace the fingers together, press out, lift up, really big, tall stretch, looking up at those hands, opening through the throat, lifting the chest. And gently release. Nice tall spine here. We're turning at the navel. Then mid-back. Then shoulders. The head is the last thing to turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to let those hands come out and up. Slowly, we're going to turn to the left. Tall spine. Good morning, Celeste. 1, 2, 3. I'll talk louder. 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. Hands come out and up. And lean forward. Nice big stretch here. Really lengthening through the crown of the head. I'm going to turn the sound off here. You might be getting some feedback from the computer. Nice long stretch. Feel that work. 3, 4, 5. Slowly we're going to come up. We're going to change the cross here, however you are seated. And we're going to allow that right arm to come down. Now as the right arm comes down, that left arm is going to come up and over. We're going to be able to stretch out through the side body. All of this connective tissue right down here to the top of the pelvis. Really opening, turn the heart up, look up towards the sky. Where's your breath? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand slowly comes up. We're going to bend at the elbow, twist it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unwind and lengthen. And then slowly we're going to come back up. Left arm comes down. Right arm stretches. Big stretch. Nice work. Open through rib cage, open through waistline. 3, 4, 5. Hand comes up. We're going to bend at the elbow, twist it through. Nice big stretch. All right, guys, I will keep trying to talk louder. And gently release. Nice big stretch here. Slowly come back up. Arms come behind. Roll the shoulders back, lifting the chest, opening through the heart. Forward folding, hands come up. Really big stretch. 3, 4, 5. We're going to let those hands come down. The backs of the hands come together, rolling out that back body. And a gently release. We're going to put the bottoms of the feet together. Nice work here through the hips. Now, when we're working on half moon, the majority of the discomfort or the things that will keep you from being in half moon are all the muscles basically from the knee to the hip. So your hamstring, your quad, your hip, the hip flexor, and we're going to try to stretch all that out. So I'm going to lean forward, try to lengthen the spine through the crown of the head as you fold forward. Nice lengthening through the crown of the head, full stretch here. When you exhale, don't lose the height. Keep lifting pelvic floor, pulling the navel in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back up. We're going to lift those knees up. We're going to cross and roll the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees in. Change the cross. Roll the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees back in. We're going to reach down, grab the right foot. We're going to extend it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right foot comes down, left one comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one comes down. We're going to drop those knees over to the left. Now, as we drop, we want to try to push that right hip down so we can really stretch through the outside. Working through that IT band, try to sit up tall. It presses it down. Feel that work down through the outside of the leg. 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees up and over to the other side. Now, as we sit up, we're trying to push that left leg down, really working through the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those legs back up and extend them out. See if we can lean forward towards the feet. Now again, feet, just a direction, not a destination. Maybe you make it there, maybe you don't, maybe you're grabbing the shins. We want to lengthen through the spine and allow the navel to come towards the thigh. We're filling in that lower back, lifting pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, for those of you who practice Mula Bandha. Nice full breath, really lengthening and stretching. Lifting pelvic floor. 3, 4, 5. As we sit up, right leg comes over the left, leaning in, reaching for that foot. Maybe you make it, maybe you don't, it's okay. Thigh and belly touch, lengthen through crown of head, really lean in. 1, 2, 3, next to the knee, and rotate to the right. Tall spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly we come back to the center. We're going to reach down, grab that foot. We're going to rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, we're going to put that right foot down, and we're going to put it on the inside of the leg. Right hand comes behind. We're going to press down to come up. Lengthen through the left side. We're really trying to lengthen that connective tissue at the waistline up into that rib cage, because we make a shape very similar to this when we get ready for our half moon. And we want all of this space to try to lengthen. 4, 5, butt comes right back down. We're going to take that right foot, place it into the thigh. Maybe the knee or the foot can come closer to the knee. We're going to lift that up. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're able to bring that right knee down and stretch. Maybe some of you have it in your practice where you can bind in this posture. Feel free to do that. 3, 4, 5. Gently release and bounce that out. We're going to try the other side. Left leg comes across, leaning forward. Nice big stretch. Extend through the crown of the head. Where's your breathing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As we come up, foot comes next to the knee. Rotate to the left. Tall spine here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come back to the center. Grab that foot and rock it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to take the foot, place it on the inside of the thigh. Left hand will come behind. Press down to come up. Lengthen. Do your best. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly lower those booties down. Good morning, Christy. And we're going to bring that left foot into the thigh. Maybe it's in the hip crease. Maybe it's closer to the knee. Maybe it's Monday morning. Maybe it needs to be on the knee. And up. And maybe the knee comes down. Maybe it doesn't. Depends on the body. Maybe you did something over the weekend that made your body a little sore. I decided that this weekend would be a good weekend to paint my bedroom, and I climbed up and down on a ladder all day yesterday, and I'm aware of that today. 3, 4, 5, and gently release. Nice little bounce. We're going to lean forward again, checking in with the lower back, checking in with your hamstrings. We want them to be longer. Your half moon is going to be a much better success the more supple and flexible those hamstrings are going to be for you. We're going to hang out here a little bit more. Slowly, we're going to come back up. So another place in your half moon that gets a little tender is this little space right here at the top of the hip, because the hip has to roll up. So we're going to work on that little space and the hamstring at the same time. So we're going to bring that right foot in, Janu Sirsasana. We're going to lean forward over this leg, but I only want you to come in just about this far in the beginning. And maybe your hamstring is so tight that this is all the further you get in anyway, which is not a problem. But I don't want the focus to be this front leg. I want it to be this back leg. And you're trying to push this back hip down. Back and down. So you're trying to roll that hip back and down. And you're going to feel your waistline really get active. As you glue that right hip down towards the floor, see if you can lengthen a little more. And you're going to be very aware of that tightness, either in muscles or connective tissue on that right side. See what you've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come back up. We're going to bring that right leg in, extend it out. Left one's going to come in. We're going to let it roll out. Same thing here. Now, as we begin to come forward, nice tall spine. It's a fold here at that hip crease. We're going to come forward a little bit and then stop. We're going to try to push left hip back and down. Really activate through that waistline connective tissue. Where's your breath? None of these poses are anything without that breath. That breath is connecting the mind and the body, helps you stay present, which allows you to be in source. Breathe. See if maybe you can come forward a little more now, pushing that left hip back, really feeling that work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to come back up. We're going to bring that left leg in, extend that leg out. We're going to give it a little bounce. So, in our half moon posture, the majority of the folks who do it is the hamstring and the legs that really, more than the hip, that give them difficulty. So we're really going to try to get all of those tissues in the thighs. So we're going to come into a wide angle. Now once you open for a wide angle, you're going to want to scoot just a little, and that's going to help the tissues of the glutes roll back. And from here, we're going to just turn the torso. So my torso is turning towards my right leg, and we're going to lean forward. Now as you do this, this left hip will want to lift. So you really want to press it down and back and lengthen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly come up. We're going to walk those hands over and lean over the opposite leg. Try to keep right hip back and down, back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to come up. We're going to slowly come back to the center here and forward fold. So this might be your forward fold. Maybe this is as forward as your body's going to let you because of the tightness, and I understand that. We just don't want an anterior pelvic tilt. So we want to try to pull that navel in and straighten the spine. Okay? So we have a nice straight spine, and then we try to lean forward as one unit. The whole spine comes together. So think, a lot of times we think the head should make it to the floor, when I'm only concerned about the belly coming towards the floor, but not in an arching the back kind of way. We still want the spine straight, leaning forward. Do the best that you can, whatever that is today. Maybe that's hardly movement at all, but you'll feel it. Just that activity in the legs, that's all we need. Find your breathing, and then soften the face and remember the intention or dedication you set for the practice today. We get involved in our postures and we are focusing on our discomfort or our breath or all of the above, and we forget the intention and practice. We're going to slowly come back up. Now we want to work through the side body again. So we're going to turn the body to the left, but we're actually going to let the shoulder drop to the right. So I'm going to bring my right arm across my body and just kind of put my hand on my thigh to get it out of the way. I'm going to slowly allow my right shoulder to come towards that right knee. And then I'm going to take my left hand and lift it. And the weight of this arm helps push you down. You're going to feel this opening here, right in the top of that waistline. 1, 2, maybe you can look up at that hand. 3, 4, 5. Contract that side body to come up. We're going to turn the torso towards right leg. And then left hand can come across on the thigh, just to get it out of the way. Left shoulder to left knee, right hand comes up. 1, 2, 3, look at that top hand. 4, 5, contract through that waistline to slowly come back up. Back to the center. Well done. Now, we're going to lean forward just to even it out some. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to come back up. So I want you guys that are practicing at home to stay seated in this wide angle. I'm going to show you something against this wall so that you will better understand this wide angle. So that same wide angle against the floor or against the wall, you will notice that this angle right here is probably the same size as the angle that you have currently seated, except this foot is turned out, this foot is straight out, right? So we're going to recreate that on the floor so that you can feel the work in the glutes, which are the muscles that create that external rotation. So I'm back here with you guys on the floor. I'm back in that wide angle. And if you kind of orientate yourself, you can see that this is actually 90 degrees. So this right foot will pretend like it's on the floor and the left one is up. And we're going to take these right toes and we're going to try to rotate the leg and try to rotate the foot down until the pinky comes down towards the floor. And you're going to feel this glute have to contract for that external rotation. This is prepping the legs for the standing posture we're going to do in a little while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that foot up. We're going to let the left toes turn out. Really try to rotate it down. Feel that work. This one's harder for me. 1. Contract this glutes. It's going to help you externally rotate. 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, release it. That's a lot of work. We're going to grab the backs of the knees. We've been here a while. Help them so that we can come into a cobbler's pose. Nice tall spine. Where's your breath? Soften your face. Think a happy thought. And then we're going to pull those knees in. We're going to hug those knees. Now, we're going to do some poses reclined. And the poses that we're going to do reclined, we need the strap. So if you came in a little later and you didn't know you needed a strap, you can grab one pretty quickly. It can be a belt. We're only using it to make our arm longer so we can grab the foot and externally rotate to get these hips ready for half moon. So I'm going to keep this in my lap just so that I can find it when I need it. We're going to hug those knees really quick. Good morning, Tessa. We're going to grab those knees and roll back. Oh, nice little rock from side to side here. We're going to put those arms out to the side. Palms are up. We're going to let the knees drop over to the left, but try to keep your right shoulder on the floor, working through the outside of that right body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring those knees back up. Then we're going to let those knees come over to the right. Nice rotation here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring those knees back in. Nice little rock here. Happy baby. So we're going to grab those heels and pull down into happy baby, flattening the back. So we want to be in happy baby quite a while to really work through the back of the hip, to get the sacrum to be flat. So we're going to just change the leg placement in Happy Baby. So right now I am grabbing the insides of my heels. Maybe you can grab the outside. And we're going to try to see if we can straighten the right leg out, leaving the other one bent in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that foot in, but we're going to see if maybe we can let the left one come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that one back in. Now we're going to take that right foot, see if you can pull it in towards your chin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gently release. And we're going to bring the left one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly bring that one up. Gently release, pull those knees in, and rock. Now, this is where we're going to work on the strap. So we're going to put both feet flat on the floor. We're going to take the strap, lift that right foot. We're going to put that strap on the bottom of the right foot, extend it up. I am holding currently the strap in my right hand. I'm going to allow the left leg to come flat down towards the floor. I'm going to allow my leg to slowly start going out to the right. Try not to let your left hip come off the floor. This is half moon. Folks, if you straighten your left hand out, this is the same shape of half moon. Flattening out to the floor, allowing gravity to help you get into this posture. Try to create some muscle memory here. The only thing different about this is where we are in space. And we have a lot of poses that are that way. Like, for example, camel, bridge, bow pose. Those are all the same shape essentially, but how our body is in space changes. So gravity acts on the body differently. So here, gravity is helping us flatten out. And we're going to bring that leg up. We're going to switch. So we grab the strap in the left hand and bring it across the body. I'm a little too close to the wall, but you guys get the picture here. We're really bringing it over so we can feel that stretch on the outside of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bring that leg back up. We're going to take the strap in 2 hands and pull that knee into the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend that leg up and then let it bend and come down. We're going to bring the left one up. We're going to place the strap on the bottom of that foot. And then from there, we're going to extend that right leg down. And we're going to allow that left leg to come out to the side. So again, we're trying to feel that work. Breathing. Try to feel connected to the ground. We feel rooted here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that leg back to the center. We're going to switch hands on the strap. We're going to bring that leg across the body. And even though you're twisted across the body, you're trying to keep that left shoulder down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly, we're going to try to bring that leg back up. Divide the strap in half. Pull 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that leg come up. And as we bring that leg down, you can put your strap to the side. Put the left foot down. We're going to bring that right knee in to meet it and windshield wiper. Just a little release there for the legs. We're going to place that right ankle on left knee. Pull it in. Nice work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to switch and change it out. These are all just prep poses. We have some that we're going to hold a lot longer. 2, 3, 4, 5, and gently release. So we've been working on stretching out the glutes and stretching out the hamstrings, but now we want them to have to contract. We're going to do that in bridge pose. Hands are beside. We're going to press down through the feet, lifting the booty up. So we lift, 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 opening through the front of the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly rolling down. Nice work. We're going to pull the knees in. We're going to cross at the ankles. Once we cross at the ankles, we're going to slowly roll up. Yay, we made it up. So we're getting ready to be on hands and knees. If your knees are going to be uncomfortable, you're going to want to use a blanket or a towel under them to give you a little support. We're going to come over onto those hands and knees. Once we're on these hands and knees, we're going to let that spine come up. Really tucking under. Nice tall spine here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let the belly slowly come down, letting the chest come up. Breathe whenever you need to. 2, 3, 4, 5. Make a nice flat spine. Make a C with the spine to the right. Make a C with the spine to the left. Back to the center, soften the feet and shifting back. And lengthen those arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to slowly come up to table. So we're going to do a flow here on our hands and knees that is going to work our hips and hamstrings. Then we're going to stand and we're going to try this half moon we've been working through. We're going to let the right leg come out to the side. So we would like to try for that shin and that thigh to be parallel with the floor. 1, try to pull that knee maybe towards that right shoulder a little more. You're going to feel your glute. It's going to wake up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to extend that right leg behind, pointing the toe, and see if the left hand can come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put that left hand down. We're going to kick the left foot out and let the right hand come up in the air. Now this is like a half moon. It's a supported half moon. The difference is that left hip isn't quite externally rotated enough. But we get that feeling, gives us a little balance here. 3, 4, 5. Let's open this quad by bending the knee. Open that hip, leaning forward, opening through hip flexors, smile up at the sky. Remember your intention. Where's your breath? Are you lifting pelvic floor? I know, we forget all that stuff. As we release, we're going to bring this right leg forward to the front of the mat. readjust. If you have to move your blanket for your knee, that's okay. From here, we're going to slowly lift hands to knee. We're going to extend that left arm and let it lift. And as it lifts, you'll feel that connective tissue lengthen all the way up. Right hand lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left hand comes down to the floor. We're going to rotate right hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to reach that hand back. Bend the knee, grab the foot. Looking up towards the sky, feel that left quad say good morning. 2, maybe you have a little cramp in your left hamstring, that happens. 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently release. You're going to bring those elbows down. Oh, feels so good. Nice stretch in the hip. 3, 4. Do what you can. 5. So as we come up here, we're going to stretch back and lengthen through that hamstring. We have one more little hip stretch that we're adding into this little combination this morning, and it's called pigeon. You guys, I'm sure if my students are following along, you know what pigeon is. We're going to come back forward, but we're going to allow this foot, the right foot, to travel to the left side of the mat. We're going to drop that right knee down. So it looks like this. And we're going to see if maybe we can come down onto the elbows. And it's going to greatly depend on how your hips are today. See what you can do. Maybe you can make it down further. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from here, and I know that in this posture we should stay longer, and we're just going to modify it a little bit. So we're going to come up to those elbows, and we're going to bring this left forearm across the body. We're going to put the right hand on the hip, and we're going to try to rotate, or the knee, and try to rotate it up. So I'm stacking my shoulders, looking up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel this whole side fire up and be really, really active. 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently release. Slowly we come up. We're going to walk those hands over to the left. We're going to lift that left leg. We're going to reach back and grab the foot, pull it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently release that. We're going to use the strength in the upper body to step back into down dog. Bending and stretching. Bending and stretching. Feel those ankles and those knees, the toes, snap, crackle, some pops. And we're going to bring those knees down, and we're going to work the other side. Left leg comes out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to see if we can extend that left leg behind and that right arm forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to let that right hand come down, kick the right foot out, and rotate up. So this is a supported side plank or a supported half moon. Really giving you that feeling of what this posture would be like. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to bend the knee, reach back, grab the foot, opening through the front of the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to gently release and bring that foot forward. Now from here, we're going to climb up. Right arm lifts. Left arm lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right hand comes make it down to the elbows. Oh my goodness, feel that work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to shift back, lengthen through that hamstring. All right, last pose in this flow. We're going to bring the knee back up. We're going to walk this foot over to the right side of the mat. We're going to drop the knee down. Elbows come down the best you can, squaring the hips. We're going to feel right hip come forward, left hip come back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you can get a little lower. Remember to breathe, feel connected to the earth, revisit your intention or your dedication. We're going to put that right forearm across the body, left hand goes on the knee, looking up towards the sky. Where's your breath here? 1, 2, feel that left hip be active. 3, 4, 5, gently come back to the center. Hands come up, walk them over to the right, lift that right leg, pull it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to release that back out, turn the toes, press to down dog. Bending and stretching, nicely done. We're going to step forward. Fingertips flat back. Forward folding. Inhale all the way up. Hands come down. Now from here we have some postures, just a couple, to prep the hip so that we can do our half moon. So we're going to bring our hands at the heart. We're going to step out to the right, or however you need to step out to still see the practice. We are going to turn right toes out. We're going to lengthen and come into that warrior two. So we're lengthening this back leg, bending front leg. We're going to work on side angle. Right elbow comes down, left arm reaches. So we're opening through this tissue. This is a modified side angle. The true side angle, you put that right hand on the floor. Now keep in mind your block's close if you need it. Maybe we'll get this hand out of the way. So I'm going to put the hand on the hip to get it out of the way. I'm going to allow my right hand to come to floor. If you need a block to make the floor a little taller, you can use one of those. Okay? I'm going to let that left arm dangle a little bit and then lengthen. Looking up towards top hand. Now here's the thing. In that right hip, where the waistline is, where you're really contracted and really close in that love handle area, you're going to feel it. And those are areas that's going to affect your half moon. 3, 4, 5. We're going to cartwheel those hands up. Toes in, left toes out. Lunge into that warrior two. Come into that first side angle. You feel the body prep. You're like, okay, I'm lengthening. I feel it in my body, a contraction on left side. Hand comes to hip to get it out of the way. We're going to let that left hand come to the floor. Right arm dangles and then lengthens. 1, 2, breathe. 3, so hard. 4, 5. We're going to cartwheel that hand up. Oh, center. We're just going to bring those hands in, kind of a reset. Back out. We're going to turn the right toes out. We're going to lengthen and tip for triangle. So maybe the hand is on the shin. Maybe it comes down to the ankle. And if you practice Ashtanga, that's my home practice for me, you typically take a toe. But this triangle that we're doing today is the prep for the half moon. So we're just trying to keep the hand near the ankle today. 3, hips forward, shoulders back. Ideally, you'd want to be flat. 4, 5, press down to come up. We're going to turn right toes in, left toes out. Lengthen, tip, left hand comes to shin. Right hand's up. 1, 2, 3, hips forward, shoulders back. 4, 5, press down to come up. Hands come in and out. Take 2 steps to come to the center. 1, 2, we finally made it to work on our half moon. So you're gonna grab your block. Now, some of you at home, you may not need a wall. You can balance, and that's fine. But the wall is a wonderful teacher on helping you flatten out. Earlier, when we did half moon on the floor using the strap, gravity pulled you flat. But whenever gravity is only pulling through the foot, we have a tendency to compensate in other areas. So let's see if you can use the wall. Try it. We're going to put the block in the right hand. You're going to want to use the tall setting. We're going to turn right toes out. We're going to take that block and put it between your right foot and the wall. I have my left hand on my hip just to get it out of the way. And I'm going to put my right hand on that block. My right butt cheek is currently touching the wall, and I'm looking up. I'm only pausing here so I can kind of acclimate to using the wall, leaning on it instead of balancing. But then I'm going to let my head turn and look down at the floor so I can be very aware that this foot doesn't kick out or kick in. Bend the knee, step forward and lift. Left heel is against the wall. Left hand is against the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really had that hip back. You had that bottom leg straight. How do you get out of this posture? We want to bend that right knee, maybe looking down towards the floor, and you wait until both feet touch the floor. Use both legs to come up. A lot of work. Let's do the other side and then bring it down to Shavasana. So, block is in left hand. Turn the toe out. Left hand and block. So the block is between the left foot and the baseboard. And then from here, we're just looking up, just kind of acclimating. And then we let the head look down. We bend the knee, slide that block forward, and lift. We want to flatten against the wall. My heel is against the wall. My shoulders against the wall. Try not to let your head drip down. Try to lift that ear up and look up towards the ceiling. My head is on the wall too to get good alignment. Bottom leg is straight. Where's your breath? 3, 4, maybe even lift and lower your bottom toes to feel more rooted to the ground. 4, 5. I'm going to let that top hand come down. I'm going to bend that left knee until my right leg touches. Use both legs to come up. That's a lot of work, everybody. Good job. And if you continue to practice that, your alignment will get better and better, and then that will make the balance easier because the body is aligned better over the foot and the leg that's doing the balancing. So we're going to make our way down to the floor. We're going to come into a squat. So I'm just bending over here, touching the floor, allowing the booty to lower down and putting the hands in prayer. Nice work through the back. 2, 3, feel connected through those feet. 4, 5, we're going to let the booty come down. We're going to hug those knees. And then from there, we're going to roll back. Nice little rock here. And bottoms of the feet touch the floor. Windshield wiper those legs. And extend one leg and then the other. Relax it down. So you can use blankets or bolsters, any props that you might have at home. Let the back body sink to the floor and the top body sinks down on back body. We release through the feet, the ankles, the shin and calf. We move through the knees and into the thighs. We soften the glutes and pelvic belly. We release the lower back and navel, mid back and solar plexus. The collarbones lift and the neck is long. The face is inactive. And we notice our breath. Now you're going to notice that your breath is a little shallow here. I want you to change that breath. You're going to feel your inhale travel up your back body and your exhale come down your front body. We feel that inhale travel up back body. And that exhale, come down front body. So you feel free to continue to lay there if your body needs more restoration. Or you can begin to wiggle those fingers and toes. You can begin to pull the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Rolling to that right side and slowly making your way up to a comfortable seated position. Take your time. We're all moving a little differently today. As you guys make it to your seated position, or for those of you who are continuing to stay in Shavasana, I have a quote for you today. Kindness is more important than wisdom, and the recognition of this is the beginning of wisdom. By Theodore Rubin. And bring those hands to the heart. We're going to remind ourselves of all the amazing things we have in our life to be thankful for. We're going to send out love and kindness, compassion to those who need it. We're going to end the practice with an Om, inhaling. Bowing forward in respect, namaste. Peace be with you. Go safely. Thank you for practicing with me today. Thank you to the Shavasana sisters for supporting this episode of our Facebook Live. You can find me on YouTube where I'm uploading these daily live streams if you want to share them with your family. And if you liked it, thumbs up. And if you want to leave comments in below, maybe we can have the next class